You guys already know who it is. Your boy Bobby from Mentourme.com. Shout out to everybody that's staying quarantined. Shout out to Lady Gray 55. I want to say special shout out to Lady Gray 55. She's making these great, inexpensive, reliable, durable masks. I'm gonna be honest, they're $4. Her name is Lady Gray 55. You can follow her. She's on my IG. I cannot believe they're double stitched on top of that. Come on, guys. Double stitched, $4. And they're quality masks, very sturdy. Shout out to what she's doing, because again, you guys know, based on certain cities, it is strictly enforced that you have your mask on. And it's important, people. If they tell you to wear a mask, wear the mask, because again, this thing is killing people, especially if you're located in Broward County. You just seen a sheriff just passed away. Condolences to that family. Today, I want to really take time to have you guys understand, as you guys see, of course, CNBC is on. I'm trading stocks. I'm, of course, shorting a lot of stocks. I'm betting against the market. I want you guys to understand the importance of selling. We're always being sold, as you can see on TV, we're always being sold something, especially if you're an entrepreneur or a realtor, whatever the case may be, yourself employed, self, of course, invested. It's important to understand, how do you sell people and how do you close them? So I thought today to give you guys a great video on learning the 5 tips to selling, to being the best salesperson. And that's the goal of life, because in high school, you don't learn how to sell. In college, they don't teach you how to sell. But it took me years to understand that these tips have really guided me in the future financially, pertaining to any business I have. I can close a deal. I can sell a person. I can close them to the end of the deal. One is your perception. How people perceive you is everything to the sale. Learning how to dress to par. It's important based on the type of occasion you're going to, is everything. A lot of us have this thing, we want to be cheap. There's no reason where you can't dress nice or dress up to par, especially with companies like H&M and all these Chinese companies that exist that's giving you low prices because economies of scale, especially companies such as, of course, I'm not gonna say they're the cheapest, Zara is really changing the game. H&M and Shein, and did so much websites that can have you look good for so cheap. And it's just amazing that these companies exist and they're giving us such economies of scale to bring us great prices where you could look so good and you didn't have to spend so much. Number 2, your delivery, how you speak, how you articulate your words makes a difference. It's important to understand, if you're an individual that was being brought up and you were not that person that was reading books, it's okay, but it's important to understand to follow back up with that by understanding that it's important to have your vocabulary together. Articulation of words is very important, especially when you're trying to sell a person who's much more educated than you. It's important to understand delivery is essential to a deal. Number 3 is the most important thing to closing people in any type of investment venture or any type of occupation you do that involves selling, your follow-up. 99% of people can't close or get deals because their follow-up game is weak. Sometimes people don't like rejection. Sometimes you got to get rejected 13 times to, of course, get the 14th acceptance. A lot of you need to realize that the money is in the follow-up, following up with clients. Clients will not always say yes to everything in the beginning. But as you continuously follow up, especially in commercial real estate, you might have to follow up maybe 2-3 years. And finally, you get the deal. Finally, you close the deal. Your follow-up game is everything. A lot of people get business cards. You know what they do? Throw them away. Oh, thank you for your business card. Never call the person. Never followed up. Hey, how you doing? Last Wednesday, we spoke at Starbucks. It was amazing. I love the conversation we had. It was amazing. I really want to ask you this question. What are you actually up to this Wednesday? I have an event that I'm going to. What am I having a guest? Because it's a free guest, actually. You know, you can actually come in, of course, enjoy the festivities of that night, and let's see where we can go from there. Imagine your follow-up. Number 4, learning what your client wants. Especially, example, you're a realtor. Your client is looking for a specified type of home. It's important to understand what exactly do they want. You don't have to show them 30 houses if you know what they want. And that's also saving you time and making you more efficient by giving them the home that they want. Do you truly understand what your client wants? Your client wants to buy a building. What type of building? What area does the client want the building to be in? What does your client want? What is the cap rate of the building? You need to understand, what does your client want? Number 5, of course, is this. Understanding every client is not your client. A lot of us are following up. We're doing number 3. We're following up with clients, but these clients can't even, of course, close the transaction. Why are you following up with them? Not everybody's your client. We like to chase certain people that will never give us the deal. We like to chase people because we just want to follow up. Following up has rules, knowing who to follow up with and why you're following up with them. A lot of us just want to follow up. We just want to, of course, have clients in our pipeline. But 80% of the clients, you're not going to close. And the truth is, you got to understand, why are you following up with certain people? Everybody is not your client when it comes to the world of business. A lot of us will say, well, if hypothetically Bobby's selling I don't know, a webinar for 200 bucks. One person may say that webinar is too expensive. One person may say that webinar is too cheap. One person may say, you know what, that's perfect pricing. You got to understand, everybody's not your client. Maybe the person that feels like it's too cheap, they're going to invest. Maybe the person that feels like, you know what, this is it, they're going to, of course, invest. The person that feels like this is too expensive, it's not your product, it's the fact that they're just not your client. So a lot of you, what you do is, let me reduce my prices to bring it down even lower. Now you have gotten less qualified individuals to invest into your product. Now it's costing you more time and more money, more marketing dollars to be able to close more deals because you've brought down your price, and it's taking you more sales, more deals to make the same amount of money that you could have made off one client. The game of life I always believe in is work smart, not hard. And everything comes back to, I'm also giving number 6, I'm gonna give a bonus. Knowing your numbers. It's like people say this, I wanna make $1 million in a year. Have you divided that number by 12? Have you divided that number by the amount of transactions that you're doing, or the price of the transaction that you're doing, to really get an accurate number? We have these unattainable goals. I wanna make $1 million a month. Do you understand what it takes to net $1 million? Not gross $1 million, net $1 million, because the net dollars are all that matters. A lot of us love to gross numbers. No, grossing has no value. What's your net bottom dollar? What's going into your pocket? Have you done your numbers? Okay, hypothetically, if I sell 4 homes by theory at $300,000 each, I should be able to make at 3%, I should be able to make hypothetically, okay, maybe $27,000. Okay, so if I could do, of course, 8 homes in 2 months, I should be able to net, let's say, $54,000. And if I could do that in a 6-month period by theory, I should be able to make maybe $108,000. These are real, by theory, numbers. You have to understand your numbers when you're trying to reach specific goals, especially when it's financial goals. So just to reiterate, guys, 5 tips, actually I gave 6, to winning when it comes to being a great salesperson, because the world is always selling you, but you have to learn how to sell it. Is perception, your delivery, how do you articulate your words? 3, the main ingredient into selling is your follow-up. 4, understanding what your client wants. And 5, knowing your numbers. This is your boy Bobby from Mentourme.com. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Mentor Me. Appreciate all the love, appreciate the DMs. It's important, people, to learn how to sell and be a master and a guru at it. Mentor Me.